All right, let's talk about some quadrental angles. Now, with quadrental angles, what I'm talking about are the angles at 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. Cool? For these, we're really only going to talk about our sine, cosine, and tangent. So for sine of 0, we end up with 0. For cosine, we end up with 1, and for tangent, we end up with 0 as well. So I'm just going to put that in parentheses there. That's all three. Okay, sine is 0, cosine is 1, tangent is 0. Up at 90, sine is going to be 1, cosine is 0, and tangent is actually going to be undefined, because if you do the ratio, you're going to end up getting a number over 0, or 1 over 0, which would be undefined. Over at 180, it's very similar to what we had over at 0. However, the only difference is, since we're going to the left here, that 1 is going to become negative 1. The other zeros stay the same. And the same type of thing happens down at 270. We end up with negative 1 for my sine, 0 for my cosine, and undefined for my tangent. And then back at 360, this applies as well. So if you have 360, sine of 360, you end up getting 0. Cosine of 360, you end up getting 1. Tangent of 360, you end up getting 0. Now, there are ways to show how this actually happens. We're not going to necessarily get into that right now. You can memorize these, being the way I learned it or memorized it in high school was OIO, IOU, OIO but negative I, and IOU but negative I. That's how we remembered it back in high school, back in my day. Or, if you're allowed to use your calculator on a test or quiz, you can always plug in sine of 0, or cosine of 360, or tangent of 180, or if you plug in tangent of 270, you'll see that you get undefined. Alright? So those are our quadrental angles. Huh, gotta love them.